TJ. Okay. I go to Temple University. I'm a junior. I think I was yes, I'm a neuro major as well. But so the verse that explains my testimony, I guess, is Psalms 147:3, and it says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." So I'm so ashamed of my past life, I don't even know where to start. Do I start with giving my parents grief, or the multiple exes that were not good for my health? What about the friends who only wanted me to live dangerously? I've known Christ my whole life, but I've never done his bidding until recently. I grew up in a Christian home, went to a Christian school, went to Christian services. I was surrounded by Christians. It was like I couldn't get away from them. To me, they were just a bunch of stuck-up people who thought they were holier than the holy. All I wanted to do was experience life while I was still young. I remember thinking to myself in second grade that I would turn my life over when I was 18. I would be an adult then, but I had to go see what life was about before then, which I ended up doing. It wasn't what I imagined it'd be. I was so set on not wanting to die before doing all the things that everyone else got to do. The Christian life was so boring. You couldn't curse, you couldn't party, you couldn't watch certain things, dress certain ways, date who you wanted to date. I wanted to figure out the big secret. I was like the lost son who got everything at home, but wanted to move off to a distant country. Foolish of me, I didn't think that living that way was going to create that much distance between God and me. But as I got older, I got further from him. I learned more and liked things I shouldn't have. I wanted to learn about myself without anyone's help. I was just a kid, and my parents knew that. They understood how dangerous it could have been, but it just felt like they got in the way. I cut out my old friends from school and church because they were too innocent and didn't want to have fun. Life became more and more difficult. I became so angry and dark. I didn't understand why I was so angry, but as time passed, I just became angrier. I got myself into trouble all the time, even when I wasn't looking for it. It wasn't until the ending of my last relationship that I had a prodigal son moment. I came to my senses. I didn't want to live a pagan life anymore. Life was hard and painful for no reason. I looked for peace and happiness, but I just couldn't find them. I tried to be good, but it was impossible by myself. I kept finding that living far from the Father's house was not the place to be. I had to do something about it. I had to turn my life around, so I got on my knees, put my face to the floor, and begged the Lord for his sweet forgiveness. I apologized to my parents and decided to read God's word. I found a church, and since I've turned my life over, it has been so much brighter. I wake up and go to bed with so much joy in my heart. I can face my battles with newfound strength. I'm not stressed all the time. I always feel at ease, even when there are obstacles in my way. Thank you.